next to you, and in my head I was like, I'm not stopping until you stop.
I said the same thing to myself. I said, I'm not stopping until he stops. The goal is obviously to set yourself up to be able to stop.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I don't want to. I don't want to. I still feel really good.
There's still dreams and targets that you're going for that you haven't got yet?
Yeah, so I believe that the undisputed target is the one. Because I think, in my mind, what's beneath that? Unification. What's beneath that? World champion. So let's set the bar where I know I can go.
And it's a big bar.
It's a big bar, but I believe that it's one that can be achieved. And on the way to that, I become world champ. On the way to that, I become unified champ. And on the way to that, I got an opportunity to fight for the undisputed champion. So it's a great journey.
I just wake up and go in training now. Now I have more motivation than ever.
AJ is no longer a world champion. Some people don't have AJ as a top 10 heavyweight. Do you still feel like this AJ is still one of the best heavyweights in the world?
I don't think so as the best heavyweight in the world, but he's a great fighter.
Do you feel like there are now a lot of holes in his game that you can exploit? Do you feel like he makes a lot more mistakes that you can take advantage of?
He's a great fighter, but I think he have a lot of flaws.
Do you find it offensive they've picked you to lose?
I don't think it's offended me, but I'm happy because they underestimated me. I think it's not good idea he make a plans to fight Tyson Fury. I like to make my plans only God. I don't want to make plans for myself. Because if I make a plan for myself, I want to go on top of God, and I can't do that. The God is first, it's the only one. He make the plans, and I think I'm going to break his plan.
I feel the level of focus I need needs to be a camp environment. There's great trainers in the UK, but for me it's still local. So going out there was really good. And secondly, he's the best in the world, isn't it? So let's go and see what he's doing, what barriers he's breaking down, what boundaries he's pushing. And if I can emulate that in training, I think the results will follow.
Anthony Joshua and Kristian Prenga finally came face to face, and what unfolded in those tense moments instantly sparked fresh excitement and endless debate across boxing.
If he wants to come in the ring when I win, July 25th, feel welcome. Come into my territory. I'm the landlord. I'm going to welcome you into my home. You don't welcome me into your home. I buy your home. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so if he wants, come to Jeddah, July 25th, and we can get face to face because the contracts are signed. And I need to get through Prenga, which I'm going to, and I'm going to relish in that Tyson Fury fight.
Joshua believes working with elite trainers throughout his career has helped him grow in every camp, especially the valuable lessons he picked up while preparing alongside Aleksandar Usyk.
I think, yeah, definitely training-wise. I learned that a lot, though, from different trainers, and I've taken a bit from all these trainers that I've been around, which has been good. I've been with so many good trainers, but definitely with these guys, hard work, smart work, but very, very hard work is important. One of my main issues was conditioning. Their conditioning is supreme, and we're not talking about just doing S&C and circuits in the gym for the sake of it. We're talking about boxing conditioning. I've been there for weeks on weeks sometimes. We don't even hit a pad. Sparring, bag work, shadow boxing, like rounds of technical, improving your focus, improving your boxing IQ. It's good, man. I've still got so much room to improve, getting my legs back, getting my mind back in the game, and staying away from home helps me get that focus that I need. I've been distracted.
Before Joshua can prove he still belongs at the top, he must get past Prenga, who is confident he will stop him inside the first 10 rounds.
It's your first time seeing AJ?
Yes.
How did it feel being that close to AJ?
It's not my fighter, though. It's the same with every fighter.
What do you expect to do July 25th? What's the dream? Do you expect to knock out AJ July 25th? You knock out everyone, that's what you do. When you win, you knock out.
It's not gonna go 10 rounds or 12 rounds, how it's gonna be the fight. It's not gonna go 10 rounds, the fight. It's gonna stop the fight.
You expect to stop him?
Yeah.
You know, if you stop him, it'll be one of the biggest upsets in boxing.
We're gonna see in July 25th.
Prenga says he is training harder than ever and insists Joshua is no longer a top 10 heavyweight, promising to crush his hopes of landing a future fight with Fury.
Wait.
Never, brother. I promise you, I train more than ever in my life. I just wake up and go in training now. Now I have more motivation than ever.
AJ is no longer a world champion. Some people don't have AJ as a top 10 heavyweight. Do you still feel like this AJ is still one of the best heavyweights in the world?
I don't think so as the best heavyweight in the world, but he's a great fighter.
Do you feel like there are now a lot of holes in his game that you can exploit? Do you feel like he makes a lot more mistakes that you can take advantage of?
He's a great fighter, but I think he have a lot of flaws.
His team have chosen you. They picked you.
Yeah.
They have a fight with Tyson Fury lined up.
On the other hand, Joshua is just as confident, insisting Prenga will struggle to land a single clean punch before he gets the job done in quick and convincing fashion.
By 25th.
I believe like, he's good. He's gonna throw punches, that's what I need. I think I now have my mind fully on boxing and I'm gonna maybe counter punch or maybe he won't see the punch. But I think I'm gonna hit him hard.
Prenga, Fury, road to undisputed.
What a blessing. What a blessing. It sounds good.
Sounds very good. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Brushing aside all of Prenga's bold warnings, a reality check comes from respected boxing figure Peter Fury. While Prenga has built his reputation as a kickboxer, Fury believes that experience will not trouble Joshua inside a boxing ring. He expects Joshua to handle the challenge comfortably and predicts Prenga will be exposed after just the first few rounds, making it a straightforward night for the former heavyweight champion.
Ticks the boxes.
Do you see Prenga as any kind of banana skin for AJ then, or not?
No. I think with his background, and I know what it is working with kickboxers, and we've got an elite level kickboxer, and how hard it's been to transfer him into boxing. I just don't think he's going to pose much of a threat for AJ, to be honest.
And he's going to want to work out, though, Peter. He's not going to want to sort of knock the bloke out in the first round. I mean, he probably does want to get a few rounds under his belt, doesn't he?
I think he'll have a look at him. I think he'll get behind his boxing, he'll have a look, but unfortunately, you know, I think he'll present his chin a little bit too quick.
Right.
And somebody with AJ's power, he's got destructive power, so as soon as that shot lands, it's over.
Expectations for Joshua could hardly be higher, with the boxing world expecting a dominant performance. Discussing the matchup with Dave Allen, Tony Bello agreed Joshua should make quick work of Prenga. Bello believes Prenga simply does not have enough. While Allen predicts the fight ends within 2 rounds, Bello expects an even faster stoppage, adding even more excitement ahead of the showdown.
So I would think it's probably a safe match for Joshua. But I think this is what he needs. Like I say, training camp is what he needs more than the fight. He's got a lot of experience. I don't think he needs necessarily more fights. But I think Joshua wins inside 2.
Okay, I agree. I think this fight's going to be over pretty quickly and pretty brutally. Prenga, while he can punch, I don't think he has very much going forward. He's going to be going backwards, and I just think AJ lands pretty quickly and it ends even quicker. Right, that was the ultimate prediction, powered by Midnight. And remember, folks, if you're having a bet on this one on Midnight, you've got to be 18 plus, and please gamble responsibly.
I want to divert back as we kind of wrap the episode up.
Yeah.
We spoke about what you now know, and if you'd have known that at the start of your career. We had Tom Aspinall on. We spoke about the 𝐅𝐅 Act and the importance of that in America, and obviously everything that's trying to be scrapped there.
Prenga's manager is not buying those predictions. He points to Joshua's recent performances, arguing several opponents who were expected to be stopped early survived all 12 rounds and pushed him far harder than expected. That is exactly why he believes Prenga has what it takes to make this a difficult and competitive fight instead of the easy night many are predicting.
Let's look at the caliber of fighters that Anthony Joshua has faced in modern times, in the recent times. A YouTuber who had to put on 40 pounds to fight him. He got sparked out by Daniel Dubois, knocked down 4 times. Prior to that, he fought the Swede, whose claim to fame was that 5 years prior.
Hellenius, Otto Wallin, Robert Hellenius, Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, Otto Wallin, whose claim to fame was he almost ended Tyson Fury fight because of a cut. Hellenius, who took the fight on short notice, who I think went 12 rounds with him, and his claim to fame was he got knocked out in 30 seconds by Deontay Wilder.
Correct.
Prior to that, he lost to Usyk twice, and he lost to Ruiz once, and the second time when he beat Ruiz.
Backing his fighter even further, Keith Sullivan argues that if Prenga had faced opponents like Otto Wallin or Jermaine Franklin, he would have knocked them out. Sullivan admits boxing has different levels, but believes Joshua has not faced elite competition recently either. In his view, the pressure is entirely on Joshua to protect his legacy, while Prenga enters the fight with everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Okay, Keith, let me put this to you then. Do you think your guy belongs in the same sort of caliber then as an Otto Wallin or a Jermaine Franklin? Would your guy do a number on those?
Oh, I think he could hang with them and knock them out, no problem. Absolutely, those would be on par caliber fights. But when you look at the caliber of fights that AJ has been taking, he has not been taking equal par caliber fights. He's taking a step below, and I understand there's levels to this, and we get that. You know, one of the biggest things in this sport, and Spencer, you could speak to this more than anybody, is the mindset. KP is coming in with a win-win mindset. He has absolutely nothing to lose. Everything is on the line for AJ. His legacy, his boxing career.
Looking at the matchup, Spencer Oliver believes the real reason Joshua chose Prenga is the danger he brings with his knockout power. A fighter with 20 knockouts always carries a genuine threat, but Oliver still expects Joshua to deliver an even stronger performance based on his recent preparation. Most boxing experts also believe Joshua will not struggle the way Alexander Usyk did against Rico Verhoeven in sparring.
And that's why I think that Anthony Joshua has chosen your guy, Kristian Prenga, going into this one, because he's got 20 wins and 20 KOs, so there's that element of danger there. And for a fighter, when you're talking about mindset, and we've seen that in recent times with Alexander Usyk and Verhoeven, doesn't matter how much you train, how much you get conditioned, if you don't think there's an element of danger there, you don't perform in the ring. And I think that that's why Anthony may have chosen your guy, because he knows there's an element of danger. Your guy hits him on the chin and he could get knocked spark out. And I think that's why Anthony Joshua turns up probably the best he will.
Well, Keith, on that very topic, and let's finish on this. How was the fight sold to you? Was it sold to you as a warm-up bout for AJ?
Taking his prediction even further, Keith makes an even bolder claim. He believes Joshua will be forced into uncomfortable moments, which is why his team will push for an early finish instead of allowing the fight to reach the final bell. Sullivan confidently predicts Prenga will eventually land a huge shot on Joshua's jaw and insists his fighter will pull off a stunning upset.
Prenga understands the odds against him. He understands the doubt that's been placed on him. But he has absolutely no fear, tremendous confidence that he can win this fight. Kristian is a very heavy-handed puncher. I brought in some of the top sparring partners that we've been able to get our hands on. They have called me up and been amazed at how heavy-handed and what a hard puncher he is and how much of a beating they've been taking in sparring. So we don't need 12 rounds. We don't need 1,000 punches. We just need 1 or 2 good punches on AJ's jaw to get him uncomfortable. We've seen it time and time again. When he gets hit in the right spot, he gets out of his comfort zone and loses control. And once we get him to that place, KP can step in and take over the fight.
Joshua completely dismisses Keith's view that this is merely a warm-up fight. While some see Prenga as a stepping stone, Joshua insists he is treating him as a genuine opponent who deserves full respect. He believes Prenga's confidence alone makes him dangerous, but remains convinced he has more than enough left in the tank to secure a convincing victory.
Do you see this as a tune-up fight, or do you treat this like the biggest challenge of your career?
I don't see it as the biggest challenge of my career, but I don't see it as a tune-up fight either. It's a fight. You got to believe in yourself, man. I'm working hard. I've got to say what I feel. I want to win. I want to do what I'm supposed to do. So it's nothing personal against Prenga. It could be anyone. It's not a warm-up fight. It's someone I really want to beat. I want to do it in good fashion as well. I want to go in there and showcase my skills. That's what this camp's about, is improving my skills. I want to go in there and show how good I am.
Do you have a prediction for the fight for me?
Nah. Only God knows. Only God. I'm just working towards a victory. But predicting how that victory comes, I don't have a clue. He used to be a kickboxer, actually.
Breaking down the matchup, Joshua acknowledges Prenga's background as both a kickboxer and mixed martial artist, believing that experience could make him awkward to deal with. Even so, he remains confident he will eventually land clean on Prenga's chin. Joshua also describes the contest as an exciting crossover event, expecting fans to enjoy a thrilling night inside the ring.
Not MMA and stuff like that, but he's got a mixed martial art background. Kicks and so on. So he's mixed a bit of, different disciplines, kicking, punching. So we'll see how that crosses over July 25th.
Speaking on the preparation, 𝐅𝐅 believes the support of Usyk's team has left Joshua better prepared than ever. He says Joshua's confidence is not only reflected in his approach to Prenga, but also in the way he continues to speak about facing Fury, despite recent setbacks. According to 𝐅𝐅, that belief comes from his training environment, before revealing how the fight with Prenga was ultimately put together.
He's not talking just about 25th. He's talking about Fury. He's talking about trying to become world champion again. He believes again. Now, whether this has been because of what he's been through, or whether this has been, and I think a lot of it has been through the support and guidance of Team Usyk and Alexander himself, once he starts believing in himself, he's a big, big problem.
When you're sat there and you're mapping out the future, right, he's coming back, and you sat down, you're looking at names, how does Prenga come up?
Basically, you go through the heavyweight rankings, Prenga was a guy that we were going to have as co-main event on a Boots card in Philadelphia. He's a very, very popular fighter on the East Coast.
Yep.
You know, Albanian support, as you know, is huge for these guys. I look at the knockout record, it's 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Right? I've got to sell a fight.
Eddie also explains that Prenga was not chosen because of his record alone, but because of his strength, toughness, and dangerous punching power. Even with those qualities, Hearn knows Joshua simply cannot afford to lose. A defeat would almost certainly end any hopes of a future showdown with Fury, leaving far too much at stake for Joshua to let this opportunity slip away.
He was once a unified world heavyweight champion because he has a string of fantastic wins. But I need a big, strong lump that can punch, and he's dangerous, and he's coming to win. And that's where we pick Prenga. We don't, by the way, we pick Prenga to win. As in, we must win. Like, I'm not picking Prenga, so it's a 50-50 fight. And by the way, if AJ gets beat, it's all over. Forget the Fury fight. Like, the career's virtually done. Do you know what I mean? So this is, and
That's
these
the
guys...
pressure he needs at walking to that ring. Someone who can bang and someone who can have the
But Tone, you've got to fight someone.
Of course.
I mean, this is what keep.
But the worst thing to do
what
would
they
be
say,
get
I
a Jermaine
remember.
Franklin.
Yeah, but
That would be the worst thing.
I remember.
Making his prediction clear, Eddie Hearn believes Joshua will defeat Prenga and then finally move toward the long-awaited showdown with Fury. In his view, losing to Prenga would be a major setback and something Joshua simply cannot allow to happen. Hearn insists the Fury fight remains the ultimate goal, and with so much on the line, Joshua will do everything possible to secure victory.
The story is being told. I'm fascinated to hear this.
If we can't beat Kristian Prenga, we don't deserve to be in a ring with Tyson Fury.
You don't
so
want someone
yes,
you
of course,
good.
everybody's dangerous. This guy, I actually didn't know he was European kickboxing champion. That's giving me a massive bum twinge, I'll be honest with you. But this isn't a guy who was a kickboxing world champion who's never boxed before. He's got 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Like, he's an accomplished fighter. Now, just because he's never beaten an elite world level guy, guess what? He's never fought one.
Yeah. Doesn't mean
so we might be bang unlucky, and he might be really, really good. But hopefully, and I believe with what I'm seeing, AJ will go out there and poleaxe this guy. And guess what? Once he does that, he's going to poleaxe Tyson Fury.
With the ultimate goal still being Fury versus Joshua, questions are growing as both fighters continue facing opponents below their level. Tim Bradley has criticized the situation, calling it unnecessary. While he understands Joshua needed a warm-up after his car accident and personal loss, Bradley questions why Fury is taking this route.
One guy fighting a kickboxer who turned boxer, and then you got the other guy fighting, a 175-year-old man. I don't know what these dudes are doing, man. I don't know what the hell they doing. You know, we've been waiting on this for a long time. Like, what we doing? Come on, Tyson Fury and Deontay. I almost said Deontay Wilder. He must be talking about me, but I'm just saying, AJ, what we doing? Come on. You know, like, I get it. AJ needs a he needs a tune-up fight. You know what I mean? The stuff that he went through and all of that. So, you know, he want to get in there and see how he feels, how he is mentally. But damn. Fury, you just had a cupcake. You just had a cupcake, Fury. What we waiting on? Like, what we doing? Why you fighting this other dude who's even more?
Bradley continued his brutal rant, criticizing boxing politics for preventing the biggest fight when both fighters were at their peak and represented the same country. He cannot understand why Fury and Joshua never faced each other earlier. Now, when the fight finally feels closer, both are taking warm-up bouts. He labels Fury's Arslanbek fight a cupcake matchup and describes Joshua's clash with Mariusz Wadasz as another easy challenge.
He's a cookie. You had a cupcake, now you're getting a cookie, right? Come on, man. They need to go ahead and they supposedly, I thought they signed on the dotted line. Did they not? I thought they signed on the dotted line. According to Eddie Hearn, it's done. And according to everybody, you know, on the other side, nah, they need to stop playing around, man. You know, give the fans what we've been deserving a long time ago. I don't understand how they both from the same country and they never fought before. I don't get it. I can't stand that, man. You know, y'all on the same side. And y'all ain't fought yet. Now we gotta wait until y'all get older in y'all career, past y'all prime.
Another issue Bradley highlights is the possible location of Fury versus Joshua, with talks of staging the fight in Las Vegas. He believes that idea makes little sense because the majority of fans supporting both fighters are based in the UK. According to Bradley, taking the biggest British heavyweight showdown away from its home audience would be a major mistake and a poor decision by those controlling the event.
That is the dumbest. I don't understand these people's business mind. I don't understand it. Do you understand it? Why would it be? These dudes are English. They're English fighters. They over there. Why wouldn't it be there? Wembley, 100,000 people. Vegas? Come on, man. How much does a stadium fit in Vegas? I know it ain't gonna be at the Raiders Stadium or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be there. So it's only what, 20,000 people can see the fight. They gonna jack up the prices for everybody to see them fight? Hell no. That needs to be over there in Europe. That's where the fight needs to be. Wembley. You know, that's where it needs to be because.
As for Spencer Fearon, he believes the criticism surrounding their opponents does not make much sense at this stage. He insists both fighters have their own plans, and before facing each other, they need opponents who can test them. In that sense, Joshua versus Prenga and Fury versus Watch serve their purpose. Fearon also predicts a possible matchup between Watch and Prenga, calling it an interesting contest.
A good one, right? And I'd have to go for Prenga. I would.
Have you seen Prenga fight?
No, I've seen Wack fight though. You know what I mean? And Wack is Wack. He's old and like just call it as it is. So no, I think it's a smart fight for both guys to be taken because we know we're looking for the big fight at the end. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that massive Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. And hopefully, one of the versions of the belts is going to be available for them to put that on for a world title as well. Because I think it's fitting. Because I think they've done, because their dossier of work, if you look at their body of work that they've done in the past, I think it's fitting. Like, yeah, let them fight for a world title. And then they could fight for it, win it, then give it away. I don't know. But of this present moment,
Speaking on behalf of the Fury versus Joshua fight, Spencer Fearon believes the entire event is in the hands of His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who understands the business and is funding the spectacle. He says even if the fight happens in the UK, he would still attend. However, Fearon believes Saudi Arabia could create travel issues, while Las Vegas would allow fans of both fighters to easily make the journey.
Fight in Vegas, if it's for a world title, I want to see it in Vegas, right? But obviously, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has paid for it. So therefore, because he's paid for it, like, people would wrap up and come out for that because we've seen Tyson Fury do 90,000 at Wembley. We've seen AJ do 90,000 at EG. See, do you understand? Really and truly, and I know the AJ fans ain't Tyson Fury fans and the Tyson Fury fans ain't AJ fans. So really and truly, they could get 100,000 for that easily. Easily they could get that. So, you know, let it happen here. If it doesn't, people would travel. You would travel. If it's in Vegas, they would travel. I don't think people would be a bit skeptical for that fight to go to Saudi Arabia for it. But I really do believe if it's in Vegas, then...
The stage is set, the predictions are flying, and now only one question remains. Can Joshua silence the doubters, or will Prenga shock the world? The heavyweight division is waiting for answers. Let us know your prediction in the comments. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in for more boxing updates and breaking stories.